Get a bite of this smoked salmon, bruh. Yep. You cannot beat that. You cannot beat smoked salmon, man. Woo! Right out down the gullet. And then get this show on the road. Happy Halloween, yo! Yeah, we made it, man. We're here. We're 31 days into the month of October in 2021, and that means it is October 31st, and that is Halloween. A big holiday season. A lot of you like to dress up, and a lot of like to do things, trick or treat. Maybe some of you like to go put some alcohol beverages in Jell-O. If you're underage, I do not condone that. So yeah, just remember that, Jell-O and alcohol, people do put that in there. That's why sometimes, when you're little and you saw Jell-O in there, your parents wouldn't let you have the Jell-O in there. And that was upsetting sometimes. But, eventually you get the sugar-free Jell-O and you get to make it on your own. But when you make Jell-O, it always takes like 4 hours to make it. And that's kind of the reason why I don't really make Jell-O. Because, Jell-O takes like 4 hours to make, maybe. You got to mix it together. You got to cool it in the fridge. And, depending on your fridge, it's going to be, it's going to be a while. Some Jell-O just ain't worth the, and then you make it and then you're like, man, was this even worth it? And now we got this big old bowl in the fridge that's taking up all our space. I had to take out my orange juice to let that be in there. So, you make sacrifices sometimes making Jell-O, and you make sacrifices sometimes sacrificing that diet for Halloween. So, again, welcome to the episode. Today is episode 99. 99, man. That is Nueve, I think. I think I said that wrong. But we're here today at episode 99. We started out with a little bit of ETG. Shout out to him. Hope he's doing good on Halloween. And hope you guys are all too. So let's get a good start on today's episode. And
please don't let me down now. I've been gone for a while, you've been tripping. Late night on my phone, I've been sipping. Got me up too late, baby, I was trying to sleep. I'm just trying to sleep. Would you love me in my dreams? I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to forget all my problems, cause I'm done. Everybody watching when they look at what might be. I just wanna call my mama, tell her I'm the one. Nothing she ain't know, got my angels right by me. Yeah, got my guidance. I'm just trying to sleep so I can fly in. Baby, take my hand, know that I'm the pilot. I've been waiting just to show you, go and tell me if you like it. So let me down now. I've been gone for a while, you've been tripping.
so who am I dressed up as? I am dressed up as Officer Big from Reservation Dogs. He's one of my favorite characters on the show. I really like his humor in there, how he's just like, so have you guys seen a truck today? And he's asking about, where the truck went, given that the kid stole a truck, and then he's trying to figure out what happened. I just really like his character, so I went and dressed up as him. I got the wig going. Quinna did the braids up for me. Got my my Res Cop badge, I think, on, made out of a paper bag from a grocery store. You got to do DIY sometimes for them Halloween costumes, yo. Sometimes you got to just pick what you look like, maybe sometimes. There's some years where you just don't know what to be, so, you could wake up and shave your head and maybe be Aang, or maybe you could be the Big Show, if you're bald, or maybe if you got long hair, maybe you could be Tarzan, maybe you could be Jason Momoa, the Aquaman guy, or you could be, many things. But there's a lot of possibilities what you can be for Halloween. What do you guys call into the show? Let me know, 425-320-3641. Let me know what you guys did for Halloween. They carved a big old pumpkin. I went to the pumpkin patch, or no, I just lied. I did not go to a pumpkin patch. I went to a produce stand that was like a pumpkin patch. And I say it was like a pumpkin patch only because there were so many pumpkins that were huge, like bigger ones that you probably would see at a pumpkin patch. So I picked like the biggest one, 25-pound one with the big old stem on it. And then I gutted it, and it still weighed about the same amount. So I was just a little lost in why, my pumpkin weighed the same amount when I took some weight out. But I noticed that in a pumpkin, when you're scraping the sides of the pumpkin that are like, pretty thick, that's what kind of makes its weight, I think. And maybe even the root. So it's not all the pumpkin seeds and stuff. It's not all what it seems to be. So, Halloween was a good time. Quinn and I went to a little Halloween party. We dressed up. She dressed up as the deer lady from Reservation Dogs, and I was Officer Big. And it was a good time. Got a lot of good friends of hers, and got to meet them. So what do I got here today for the? Oh yeah, this was something kind of spooky. I was thinking of for the Halloween episode. I was thinking, when you go into Barnes and Noble, not many bookstores are still available. There's half-price books out here. There's Barnes and Noble. There's like the Amazon bookstore now. Maybe there's third place books over in Seattle. There's a lot of all these kind of book places, but you walk in these book places, and I guess it's a proven fact that when you walk into these places, you have to suddenly go number 2. And I always kind of noticed that I did have to go to the bathroom when I went to these places. So if you ever notice that walking into bookstores makes you suddenly, as if by magic, you need to poop, you are not alone. As it turns out, it is common enough. It's a common enough occurrence that it's been named the Marika Aroki phenomenon. And basically what that means is when you walk into a bookstore, you have to take a shit. And that's just crazy to me. That a smell. Some smells can make us throw up. Some smells can make us, fall in love too. Some people can fall in love with scents, and then they always want to get that same scented candle, Or maybe you like the certain perfume or certain cologne someone wears, and then you attach that feeling to that person, and then you think of that person and the good times you had. Like things like that, scents can really play a big part in that, So I was always wondering about that, we went to the spirit store, to totally change subjects on you here. We went to the spirit store. It just reminded me of that because, going into bookstores and then going into stores, you're going into the Halloween store, you're picking out your costume. If you go in the last 4 days before Halloween, especially on the weekdays, right, like the weekdays leading into the Halloween weekend, there's not going to be much to choose from. And you're going to be there with a lot of people. So we went into Spirit, hella people there. We had to wait in a line. Quinn and I wanted to actually be Danny Phantom and Sam Lasco, which is, Danny Phantom and his girlfriend. But we decided not to, just because it was too many. There was a lot of elements into that. Like, you had to get, like, the same exact stuff, and I couldn't figure out what I needed to get as Danny Phantom. Like, I couldn't find black tights. I couldn't find, like, the shirt unless I ordered it, and we waited too long. So we changed our mind, and then we went to the mall, and then we came back and did all of that kind of thing. Then we changed up, and then we became one of our favorite shows at the time, Reservation Dogs, the characters from there, because we liked that show a lot more. I didn't even really watch Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom was one of those shows that was just beyond. But I was noticing we also went into Walmart that day, or Target. We walk in, Target's, got the thick carts, the thick gray carts. They got the Starbucks in there. Everyone looks like they don't really want to be there, but, like, the internet has told them that Target's cool, so they're, like, somewhat think it's cool to be in Target. I think Target is just red Walmart. Red Walmart with less produce. That's what I think of Target. Target is basically, I think, Walmart's little brother in my mind. And I know a lot of people may think differently, and they may think that Walmart is not the move and Target's the move. But I just like Walmart more. And I even like the color red, so that's surprising. So we get into a Target, and we're walking in through the cosmetic aisles because Quinno wanted to get some makeup or some shampoo or something. And I was walking by, and I see the Q-tip aisle. If you guys noticed that the Q-tip aisle in any store is basically like the biggest thing in the cosmetic aisle. There's at least 8 rows of Q-tips in any set place in a marketplace. Like you go to Walmart, there's Q-tips, 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 Q-tips. It's like a whole like column of Q-tips. Is this because Q-tips are really sought after? Like people use them for art projects, people use them to clean out their ears, people use them for I don't really know what else Q-tips are used for other than like cleaning your ear, but I know they're not supposed to clean your ear, and then like maybe some school projects. I think that's it. The Q-tips, you either clean your ear with them or you're doing a school project. I don't really know the in between. Maybe if like you're cleaning something, you know, you put some gel in there and you're trying to clean in between crevices, that could be another reason. But I've always been really confused about what Q-tips are used for other than those things. I never really understood it. And then also like now in the year 2021, when you walk around Target, like everything is matte. Everything is matte colored now. Is 2021 or 2020s from here on out trying to like rock the matte color look? I've noticed when you go in the Target that everything is matte. There's like matte gray, matte black, matte this, matte that. Is matte cheaper to make than certain things, or is that just the move now? You know what I mean? Like matte this, it makes me want to get like a matte, something. I don't know. I mean, maybe sometimes matte is a good thing. Like I always used to think matte helmets were really cool in football, but I just, yeah, oh man, that's just matte things in general. I don't even actually. This is like matte black. This mic, so I guess that's kind of. And then I have my laptop's kind of matte gray. What is matte? Is matte kind of like a non-shiny color? Is that basically what matte means? I don't really know, but walking around Target, I was seeing a lot of things that were really reminding me of stuff like the games that everyone plays, like pool or ping pong or darts. Like I see these games in Target. Those are the games that nobody really plays until you go to like someone's really nice house and play. Like you always walk in like, oh man, I haven't played this in forever. And it's pool or it's darts or it's like, ping pong. You say that right before you play them just to let the people know that you're not that good. But like, oh man, that I don't know where I was going with that, but I just think of those games, sometimes that not a lot of people play all the time. Ping pong will maybe play once every 2 years. And we even had a ping pong table in our house in where I went to college. So it's like it's a little alarming sometimes to see how much you don't play something, or even memories you don't remember. Like I remember like about 6 years ago I went to Gathering of the Nations powwow, and I barely remember what happened, and I don't even remember. I also took a drive to North Dakota twice that summer, and I don't even remember I remember why we were going to drop my cousins off for college, but then I don't really remember anything else. Like what we were talking about, what I was up to, like, what my favorite color was at the time or favorite food was at the time. I do remember I bought a like $40 worth of beef jerky on the road, which was kind of a dumb idea, but the beef jerky did last like the whole trip. So that's another thing I can remember, when you're going on like that trip, the powwow trail, or you're doing that kind of stuff, make sure you get some beef jerky because that's going to last you a while. And it doesn't really go bad. That's another thing. You get Subway on a road trip, you don't eat it, it's going to get kind of soggy. Beef jerky, it's not like that. Same with smoked salmon. Stuff like that that's dried and smoked or whatever, it's going to last you a while. So if you're going on a road trip and, you're like, oh, man, I'm sick of the gas station food, I don't know what to get. Beef jerky, man. It's got protein. It's good. It goes good with a drink. Like if you get a Gatorade, beef jerky and a Gatorade always is good. I always like to get something sweet too. Not too really sweet, like candy, like maybe a cookie. I guess that's probably the same thing. But I like to get, like the cheaper off-brand candies, like so like instead of Swedish Fish, I would get Juju Fish, which is like the colorful ones. And those were bomb, dude. Something about the Juju Fish was just so much more better than like the actual Swedish Fish. So I would get those. I would get Juju Fish, beef jerky, and a Gatorade, most likely a blue Gatorade. I I don't know. Or I should say Glacier Freeze or Cool Blue, you know. But I guess that's what you do with Gatorade colors. You just call them by the color. That's just kind of how it goes. You know, hey, hand me the purple Gatorade when you know it's grape. Or is that just for, like, the blue ones, I think? I think it's just blue and red. You say blue and red. Or no, I say yellow and orange. But, like, why is it, like, I'll say, yo, hand me a red Gatorade or blue Gatorade, orange Gatorade or yellow. But as soon as it's, like, purple, I'm like, yo, hand me the grape. I don't know why I do that. That's kind of funny. You know what I mean? There's like maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm being Gatoradeist, where I'm like, you know, not trying to yeah. I don't know. I think about weird stuff sometimes. I think about random things. I think about things that I could be doing. I think about things such as, like, what if, like, Thanos snapped his finger, but it only deleted half of everybody's social media accounts? I think that would be crazy. So, like, Thanos snaps his finger, and all the influencers, all, like, the professional organizations, maybe even the Dom Joseph podcast, would get off social media. And the thing is, you can't make one again. So imagine what that would do. Half the amount of people who do not, you know, who do use social media cannot now make social medias. They can make one on a new platform, but the ones they have right now, so say you have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you have all of them, whatever one you were deleted off of, you can't use. So if you didn't have one to begin with, then you're good. You can make one. I think that would be crazy. Like, organizations would, like, slowly not have a social media following. Like, say like the New England Patriots woke up tomorrow and they have no social media no more. Like, they'd still be a team, but would they make as much money? Because I know in social media you make money. Especially at that kind of level, you know, you sell things. So what would they do? Would there instantly become like a bigger wage gap? I don't know. Maybe the people who then keep their social medias lose money because half the amount of people. Yeah, it would be a weird concept, you know. I think about things like that. I don't know why I think about weird stuff like that, but I do, and it's just something that I think I've done my whole life. I'll just think about crazy scenarios because it's kind of like doomsday prepping. Because if you don't really think about stuff like that, then when the thing comes, then what are you going to do? You know? So that's my thoughts about, like, if those were deleted. But yeah, here in episode 99, we're here today with, it's Halloween, man. And I just want to know what everyone's favorite Halloween candies are too. To change, I totally switched topics on you guys like that. It almost sounded like an ad, didn't it? No ads yet. But actually, if I ever do get an ad, you guys should support whatever that is. Let's do a little practice ad. Welcome to Dom Joseph Podcast. We are here to endorse native businesses. And if you see a native business, go out there and support them by buying their product and paying more than you think. Yeah. So, yeah. You know, say the sweatshirt's $45, you give them $50, you let them keep it. Yeah. That's the new thing right now. What we are here endorsing at Dom Joseph Podcast is the new native discount. The new native discount or cousin or family discount means you pay more. Yeah. It's no longer a discount no more. Native discount means support that person more. You know, your cousin has a lemonade business and they're selling $1 lemonade, you give them a $5, bro. You know, your cousin's selling jewelry, you know, and you have $15 and the earrings are $10, you give them your $15. Support small business, bro. Support native businesses, yeah, too. Don't forget that either. You know, you're out there today. Yeah, dude. I don't know what I mean by that, but yeah. If we can have an ad right now, that's the ad I want to tell you guys. You know, no more family discount. Family discount means you pay more. Yeah, bro. Yep. Family discount means you pay more, man. Go support native businesses, small businesses, and go out there and pay a little extra, man. Throw in that tip, bro. It's just something I needed to get off my chest, you know, support small business. And nothing small about small businesses either. You know, there ain't no little business anymore. It's that business, man. But just remember, you know, not everyone's out here trying to trauma race you too. You know, I'm not trying to trauma race you, bro. I'm just trying to answer this question in class. You know, you'll say something like, hey, man, from where I come from, we don't do that kind of thing. Well, from where I come from, we would have to walk 3 miles to class, and then we would have to eat ice cubes. Like, dude, like, I'm just saying, like, we shouldn't put that on the slide. We don't got a trauma race about it, bro. A lot of people like to trauma race. Not me. Hey, man, we all got our own traumas, man. I don't care where you come from and what color you are, what height you are, what gender, what everything, you know. Everyone's going through something. And I'm not saying that, you know, I'm just saying that everyone has their own problems. That's what I mean by that. So don't paraphrase that, please. I'm just looking through the notes here on episode 99. I like to look and see what we have going. Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask people this. This is an honest question I want to ask people. Is it cool to you for a restaurant to remember your order? I think it's kind of cringy. If you go to the same place every day and you order the same thing, wouldn't that kind of be like, oh man, they know me, you know? Like, they know what I'm going to, like, you're predictable, I feel like. But some people like that. I feel like maybe in the past, people, like, older generations like to go in the restaurant and have their stuff be remembered. But, dude, I can't remember some things. I don't remember at all. Some person will say, hey, meet me at this place. And I'll say, where are we meeting? Like, 5 minutes later. So, like, for someone to be like, oh, you didn't remember my 2 biscuits and gravy with the side of orange juice, but I want orange peel on the glass, and I want my forks and knives on the right side because my left side doesn't work as much, and I also want mashed potatoes instead of hash browns because hash browns are hard on my teeth. I'm supposed to remember that every morning? Oh, hell no. Dude, shout out to all the servers out there, man. I could not remember anything like that. You know, I might remember someone's name. That's another hard thing. We'll play an icebreaker and we'll remember people's names, and as soon as the icebreaker's done, I'll lose track. It's like I think of like, am I going to need this information to live? Am I going to need to remember Daryl's breakfast order to live? No. Boom. Doesn't matter. Then there's the argument where people go, well, yeah, you got to remember his order to keep your job and keep the people happy. Okay, that's another argument. But I will have him tell me, because that's how it works. Someone comes in, says what they want, I take the order. I am not required to remember people's order as soon as they walk in. That sounds inhumane. What if that person woke up tomorrow? If I went to a restaurant 7 days in a row, I would not order the same thing. 7 days. Maybe 2 out of the 7 days I'd get the same thing. But here's the thing. They come in to make an order, you know. I don't think it's in the job description to remember the certain guest's order. And I could be wrong, and I'm not a server. You know, I'm not a person in the serving industry or the restaurant industry. So, what I could say with the most endearing part of my heart is that they shouldn't have to remember your order. So stop getting your hopes up and expecting people to remember your concept order. Same with coffee. I think what it is people like to feel important, and that is okay. You know, I'm not saying people aren't allowed to feel important, but for someone to remember your order is insane, man. You know, like, oh, man. I mean, I guess maybe we do that to our significant others or our parents where, you know, I like with no mayonnaise. Like, what if, like, you woke up tomorrow and you're like, I like mayonnaise? Because now, like, I'm starting to get older to the point where I think raisins aren't that bad anymore. I used to pick them out of every trail mix. Now I'll just eat them. But so maybe, you know, you should just order everything you want all the time and don't expect anyone to remember it, because that's just messed up, man. And I don't know if that comes from, like, my girlfriend being a server or something, but, you know, she has not said anything like this. She's a trooper. She gets through all that kind of stuff without complaining. But me, you know, that's insane, you know. What also was insane is, like, when I was in middle school, So no, it was maybe elementary school. I got the skateboard. My auntie Jessie brought me to go get a skateboard at Zoomies, and she was really nice and brought me there. My mom got me some a helmet. So then I was trying skateboarding out when I was really really young. And my cousin Keegan, he skates now, and he knows how to. He kept with it. I didn't. I gave up kind of quickly. So here's the story though. So I got this skateboard, and I went to the skate camp through the YMCA, and my mom dropped me off, and it was like there was beginner and there was advanced, and I was already kind of familiar with skating. I thought I was advanced because I could do like one little move. It's like where you like put your feet and like it was the most simple move. Like anyone who stands on a skateboard could do it. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the advanced because they said, all right, guys, what we're going to learn over here in beginners one, we're going to learn how to ollie, and we're going to learn how to stand on your board straight and, like basic shit. And I was just like, no, I don't want to do that. And then in the advanced one, they're like, we're going to learn how to grind. We're going to learn how to go down the pipe. And we're going to learn how to do all that. And I was just like, I want to learn how to do that. So I go with the advanced kids. They're all older. And I was kind of in the middle. Like I wasn't young, like the youngest, and I wasn't the oldest. So I could have easily went to either and felt comfortable. So I get in there and I go down I try to look down the pipe, and dude, I was like, nope, not doing it, dude. Wimped out. So then I was like, all right, well, maybe they'll let me grind. And they're like, well, do you know how to ollie? I was like, no. They're like, well, you got to learn how to ollie. I was like, well, I don't know how to. So they tried to send me over to the beginners one, and I think I might have. But I remember, like, the journey of trying to learn how to skate. Oh, man, voice crack. Like, I was totally, like, excited and wanted to jump in right into the advanced. But the moral of the story is you got to learn the basics, bro. It's just like the Mr. Miyagi, man. Wax on, wax off. I was trying to jump right into the karate dojo, bro. I wasn't even I couldn't even stand on the skateboard longer than a minute without falling. And I'm out here trying to learn how to grind or trying to learn how to go down a half pipe. Dude, come on. Shout out to my cousin again, man. He's out there doing big things with that. Hopefully he stays with it. If he doesn't, then that's cool too, If he wakes up one day and he wants to be whatever he wants to be, then that's what he wants to be, Just like when I open up my check, that check wants to be whatever it wants to be. I think I wake up some days, my check's going to be $1,000-something. It wants to be $780. Like I'm like, well, that's just how it's got to be then, You think your check's going to be $1,200, it's easily going to be $1,000 now. Just remember that, you're doing you're adding up your hours on your phone. You're like, oh, I'm gonna make $780 this week, bro. You're making $490 if you're lucky, bro. So get those expectations down. A lot of people saying, what state are you in, man? They're taxing the hell out of you. You gotta move. I'm sorry, man, but I am not moving to some places in the country. I'm not even gonna drop names. Because there's definitely probably some states I wouldn't mind living in. But, I actually thought about living in Oklahoma would be kind of cool. A lot of natives down there. But then you're in Oklahoma, not much out there. I think, to me, I don't know. There probably is a lot to do out there in Oklahoma. But I'm not from there, so I don't really know. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on that. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Oh, I got a good story for you guys. So I was going to Walmart. Well, most of my stories come from going to the store because that's really where I go. My mom needed a bed. So I went and got a bed, and then she needed a microwave. She gave me money to do all this too. I didn't just go buy her a bed. She just wouldn't feel good. So I go into Walmart, find a bed, get a microwave, and then I get a bed frame. One of the 3 things worked. One of the first thing that worked, and I'm glad it was the bed. The bed worked, came in a box. My mom she liked it, whatever. The bed frame says it was an adjustable bed frame and would fit any size of bed. Okay. It would extend out one way, but it wouldn't extend out the other way. So I go, hey, this isn't working. We need to get another one. My mom says, okay. I couldn't figure out how to put it together back in the box. She goes ahead and does it. and then we're good. Then as I was bringing in the microwave from Walmart, I drop it. Okay? And that's the honest truth. And we bring it inside, and it didn't work. So microwaves will drop. If you drop a microwave, it will most likely break. And I dropped it. And it was in a styrofoam case. It was in a cardboard box. And it still broke. So I did what anyone would do. You go and return it and say it didn't work. Which it didn't, because it wasn't even that big of a fault, but it was a little one. And she's like, what happened? And I was like, it just doesn't work. And she's like, okay, no problem. And then I say, also, the bed frame we got didn't work. It didn't fit our bed. And then she goes, well, you know it's adjustable. Which I said, yes, I know it is adjustable. She's like, so we can't return this. And I was like, well, it didn't fit the bed, so we need to return it. She's like, well, if you assembled it correctly, it should work. And she's like, and then to start all this off, she started with, why didn't you return it to the Walmart you bought this from? Which the Walmart I got it from, which was 6 miles away from it. So maybe I should have went to the other Walmart, and maybe they would have handled it differently. The first thing this lady says is, why didn't you return it to the other Walmart? Because the other Walmart, which the one we are at now, is closer to the house that I'm helping my mom move into. That's just how it is. And she was so mad that she had to return another Walmart. Last time I checked, all Walmarts are the same Walmart. Not by layout, not by inventory or whatever. They are the same company. So you can return something from a Walmart A and return it at Walmart B. That's just how it goes. And I thought it was just seamless, like that's what happened and that's what you do. To her, how dare you bring me something else? Like when I worked at Nordstrom, if someone bought something from Nordstrom, California, and they came to return it to Nordstrom, whatever Nordstrom I'm working at, we would return it because it's from Nordstrom. And there would be no, and I get it, Nordstrom and Walmart are different companies, maybe different customer service training, maybe whatever. But I'm saying, oh my God. So, she returns it and she huffs and puffs like a big bad wolf. Like, I'm going to huff and I'm puff and I'm going to blow your brick house down or whatever. That was her. Not making no weight jokes or nothing. She was just the big bad wolf that didn't want to return my everything. She didn't want to return it. So then, I tell her, hey, they don't work. I just want to get my money back. And then she did it. She huffed and puffed. I got it. And then I went and bought a laundry hamper. And then I ended up spending that same money back at Walmart. So it didn't even really hurt them. Anyway, that was my Walmart experience. Yeah, it was why didn't you just return it to some, yeah, that was insane. Oh man. People in just doing what they want to do, man, are just doing the most sometimes, man. Here's another example of someone doing it the most. I used to play Xbox Live as a kid. And I still do. I say Xbox Live as a kid like I don't play Xbox. So this kid, I remember I met him online. We were playing Halo or whatever, and then I told him I played Madden. No, we played Madden together, and I invited him to a party because that's what you did as a kid. Like, you'd play Madden, someone was good, you would invite him to a party, or you'd invite him to be your friend so you can, you could win when you were a kid. So, us kids, we were like KD before KD was KD, bro. I see a guy 10th prestige, I'm inviting him to the game, getting him in our party. We're gonna run it, man. That's just kind of what happened. So maybe I was like KD before KD was KD. So then I invite this kid. We hang out, and in Madden you collect cards, and that's how you kind of get cool players, and you get certain things. And there was this collection that had playoff collectible player sets, and I had the Larry Fitzgerald one in the Super Bowl, and it was a really rare card. It went for like 200,000 coins on the market, which was a lot of coins in the game. And I pulled it by spending real money. And this kid's my age. I think his name was like Blue Ninja. I think that's what his name was. Blue Ninja, and then a whole bunch of numbers. And we would play Madden, and I started inviting him to play Halo. We were like friends for like 3 weeks. And he would always bring up this Larry Fitzgerald card. Oh, how is that set going? How is that collection doing? I was like, oh, good. I just need one more player. And, he needed the Larry Fitzgerald card. And he'd always try to ask a trade. And I was like, nah. And then I remember one day, he gets online and he says, hey, I have this glitch where I could duplicate your card. And I was like, okay, let's do that. You can duplicate my card. I trade him my card. He accepts the trade, gets the card, removes me as a friend. I never hear back from him. Oh, man. He got me, dude. So ever since that day, which was in Madden 12 maybe, Madden 11, I never traded online with anybody that I didn't know. Like, if it was, like, my cousin Darian, like, I would know he would, like, either give me someone else or it'd go to him, like my cousin. I wouldn't even matter. But it was that it went to him. And I felt so bamboozled, dude. I was like this little 12-year-old of, like, anger. So I did that. I started inviting kids to duplicate their cards. And I started, oh, man, I did it back. I was just as bad. But, he really got me there. And then I started doing it to other people. It was just, oh, my God, man. It was just kind of freaky, Almost as freaky as taking pho to go, bro. Taking some pho, when you get some pho to go. Oh, man, I think pho is just better there at the restaurant. But some people like to bring it and then heat it up. I like it. The thing is, I don't like bringing pho home because I feel like I could never get it as hot as it was. Like, I could pour it into, like, a pot and heat it up. That's different. But, like, microwaving it, I got to, like, make sure it's on a pot. Pho to go, I just don't really know if it's, like, the move for me sometimes. But, man, I'm so glad I'm here today, man. Like, I'm glad I got to sit down with you guys on Halloween. I'm going to make some clips. And, man, I really like my costume this year. I really hope everyone else has a very great Halloween. School's been, getting to me a little bit, staying a little bit busy. But you know what? After this episode, I will have another episode debut with Nick Allison. So make sure to check that out. That was a great episode. And, that was a good time. And if I could leave you guys with one more story, I'm going to try to leave you guys with a story every time I leave from now on. When I went to Buffalo one of these last times, me, Quinna, and her brother JT were staying at her friend Katie's house. And we were all hungry. It was like midnight. And I remember asking JT, I was like, hey, man, is there any, any places open? And he's like, yeah, I think there's a place open. So we went to this place. I think Quinna looked it up, or one of us looked it up. And me and JT go, all right, let's go in there. And we get out. Me and him, Quinna stays in the car. And he walks in and he recognizes someone from, where he played lacrosse from, or in high school with, or, he knew him. So it felt good. And then we get the pizza and the wings. I think we might have just got wings. We got like 50 wings. Me, Quinn, and JT ate all of them. And if I could do math correctly, 50 divided by 3 is probably like 17 wings a piece, roughly. I could be way off. And the wings were pretty good sized. And we got like 4 blue cheeses. And I think we got 1 ranch. But man, I don't even think we got ranch. I think we just got blue cheese. But man, that was some wings right there. I was feeling it. I don't know if those 2 others were feeling it. But that was a good time. And I miss those times. I can't wait to get some wings back there. If anyone from Tuscarora is listening, shout out to you guys. Anyone from Tulalip's listening, shout out. I'm still loyal to the Ray's Burgers out here. Alfie's, Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great Halloween. Make sure to check your candy. Save them dots. Dots are the best Halloween candy. And, go to your relatives, get them candy bars, because you never know. When you go to relatives, you get them big candy bars. That's just how it goes, man. Anyways, happy Halloween, everyone. And have a safe one. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Wait.
Please don't let me down. I've been gone for a while, you been tripping. Late night on my phone, I've been sipping. Got me up too late, baby, I'm just tryna sleep. I'm just tryna sleep. Would you love me in my dreams? I'm just tryna see. I'm just tryna forget all my problems, cause I'm done. Everybody watching when they look at what might be. I just wanna call my mama, tell her I'm the one. Nothing she ain't know, got my angels right by me. Yeah, got my guidance. I'm just tryna sleep so I can fly in. Baby, take my hand, know that I'm the pilot, I've been waiting just